Hello, and thanks for signing up for the Work and Travel Australia program. My name is James, and over the next few minutes, I'm going to be walking you through your next steps. You'll also be getting a phone call from us to check in, and you can always reach out directly with any questions that you have along the way. So I'm going to go over the next steps in the process to make sure that you're prepared to travel on Work and Travel Australia, but I'm also going to talk about what you can expect when you arrive, as well as the support that's available to you when you get there. Don't forget that you'll also be attending an orientation session when you arrive. So the first thing to take care of now is getting your visa, which you can do online. Your Australian Work and Holiday Visa is an official government approval allowing you to work and travel in Australia for up to a year. This makes your program legitimate, and so you have to do this. It's actually pretty easy in most cases to get. You do it online. We've already sent you a link in an email, so you'll click on that, go to the website for the Government of Australia, complete the process there. It takes about 20 minutes in most cases, and then wait for your visa to be approved. Usually this happens within a week, but you definitely want to allow much more time than this because we have seen it take longer. Once your visa is granted, you don't have to travel immediately to Australia. You can wait up to a year to travel, but when you do travel, once you enter the country, you'll have 1 year from that date before you have to leave. You don't have to stay for a year, that's totally up to you, but there is an option to apply for a second year visa. So if you know that you want to stay longer than a year, just let us know. One last thing about the visa is that it lets you leave and return while you're in Australia. So in other words, it's a multiple entry visa, so you can check out countries like New Zealand or Fiji or Thailand while you're out there. Next, you can get your flight now if you want, but we suggest waiting until you have your visa approval because you can't actually travel without the visa. When you're ready to get flights, you'll be arriving into Sydney or Melbourne. That's your choice, and there are support offices and orientations in both locations. You can arrive any day that you want, but if you're doing a welcome week, there are specific arrival dates that you can get on our website. When you're booking flights, keep in mind that we need at least 2 weeks' notice of your arrival. We appreciate having more notice than this, but we do need at least 2 weeks to make sure that we can get your hostel booked. And the last thing about flights is that a lot of people get a one-way ticket at first and then decide later how long they're going to stay. You don't have to have set dates, and I've heard a lot of people say that I'm going to get a one-way ticket, stay for at least 6 months, and then decide how long I want to stay once I'm there. That's totally fine. So then you've got your visa, you've got your flights. All you need to do is send us your flight itinerary and we'll get your booking finalized. We can't officially book you until we have your flight information because we need to know when you're arriving in order to book your hostel stay. But as soon as we have your flight details, you'll be set and we'll follow up with login information for a member's website with logistical information and job leads. And between this point and whenever you travel, we're also going to be available through phone or email when you have any questions. So as for the next steps, that's it, but you can continue watching for information about your time in Australia. Once you arrive, you'll already have a voucher for a shuttle service that's going to get you from the airport in Sydney or Melbourne to the hostel where you'll be staying for your first few nights. And that's going to be the Wake Up Hostel in Sydney or the Greenhouse Hostel in Melbourne. Both are awesome places, and your breakfast is also included. When you're settled in, you can wander over to the support office, which is open Monday to Friday 9 to 5, as well as some Saturdays throughout the year. And there you can consult staff about jobs, housing, travel, and anything else you want. Whether or not you pop into the office in your own time, you will attend an orientation with other participants at the support center. And your hostel will tell you all the upcoming orientation times, but those are usually Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So who are the support staff members available to you? We work with a company called Work and Travel Company. They will be your support while you're in Australia. They will provide job search guidance as well as help with your housing search. They maintain a members jobs database, which you'll have access to before you leave. And they act as a kind of a temp agency. So they can actually hire you directly for short-term positions in Sydney and Melbourne. In those two cities, they have a network of employers they work with that are looking for very short-term help. This can be for a day or a few days, and those are good ways to get started when you're in those two cities upon arrival. At your orientation, they're also going to help you finalize your bank account, provide your SIM card, and give you information about taxes. So the Work and Travel Company is your main support in Australia, but InterExchange is available in the US for questions before you go, and we also have alumni resources you can benefit from when you get back, plus discounts on future programs if you travel again. Just a little bit more about jobs. You probably already know that people on this program usually take on pretty seasonal, casual positions that don't require a lot of experience. However, if you have specific jobs or a specific career field that you're interested in pursuing, you can do this. Just keep in mind that it can be a little bit more difficult to find very specific or higher level positions when you're only able to stay in the country for a year. That being said, if you're hoping to learn more about your field, you might think about getting some seasonal work, but then networking in your field, learning how it works in Australia, doing site visits, informational interviews, or even volunteering, all of which are great international experiences to mention the next time you have an interview back in the US. It's also good to have somebody look at your resume at the support center to make sure that you've covered the kinds of things Australian employers like to see. So, available to you at the support center are the jobs desk, the travel desk, luggage storage, mail forwarding if you need an address for someone to send something to and don't have your own at the moment. Your SIM card will be there, tax information, and of course access to meetups the team can tell you about as well. You choose where to go and work on this program. You can go anywhere in Australia. Most people move around a bit, but they try out Sydney or Melbourne at first. Some people rent camper vans and travel around a lot. That is up to you. And you choose where to live as well. Your first few nights in the country will be at a pre-arranged hostel that we'll set up near the Work and Travel Company's office. After that, you're responsible for arranging your own accommodations, and most people will want to get a shared apartment. They're often rented week to week or month to month, so you're not locked into long-term leases. And the staff can help you with getting an apartment. There also are a lot of free websites to search, but if you have doubts, sit down and talk with the staff, and they might have some options as well. Finally, you also choose what you do on this program, and here's some examples of typical jobs that people would get. Again, if you're looking for specific types of work, you can talk to the staff once you arrive about the best way to go about that. Just don't forget that it's important to stay open to the more seasonal and casual positions as a backup plan. Another great option is the Welcome Week. It's nice to have a few days to settle in and build in activities for meeting new people as soon as you arrive. So we like to encourage signing up for some activities. Our Welcome Week is a great way to start. It's offered in Sydney or Melbourne. You'll get 7 nights at your hostel instead of the standard 2. You can always add additional nights if you want, but this one automatically comes with 7, and you'll do a bunch of day trips, excursions, a city tour, pub crawl, barbecues, and things like that. So let us know if you want to participate and check out the specific start dates that are on our website. So just to recap, go ahead and apply for your visa as soon as you can. You want to get that out of the way. It only takes like 20 minutes, and then you can get your flights, send us your itinerary, and get all of your pre-departure resources. Also, you're going to want to purchase travel medical insurance for your trip, and we sent you a link with some options to consider. There's a lot of options. Let us know if you have any doubts about that at all, and we'll be happy to talk to you. Here's a couple of frequently asked questions in case you want to pause your video. But again, we're always available for support when you need it. And that's it. Work and Travel Australia. You can always give me a call at 1-800-597-3675. Any one of us are happy to help, or shoot us an email at workabroad@interexchange.org, and we'll look forward to helping you. Thank you.